Hey everybody. So hopefully hey Cement, hey honey, I'm so glad. I hope some of my people and other people interested in the case, I hope they join us. This is a little bit different than the streams that I normally do because most of the time we talk about children. So trying to do something and honest to goodness, this case is really it's wild. It doesn't make sense to me. Um it's sad. Like Kelley had a full life. She had spunk for days. She was out there fighting a good fight. And poofskis, which we know over here in True Crime, we know people don't vanish. So I want to thank Alice and No Wonderland Sleuth or No Wonderland. She reached out to me and well, actually we corresponded. How did I even Xavier? Yes, as a matter of fact. So thank you so much for bringing Jansen. Thank you for bringing this case to me. And there's going to be some other, there's some links below. I'm going to be adding links below. And we're just going to go along at it. Hey, Tracy, Baby Fatia, Sister, Lizard Tia. Hey, I'm so glad y'all joined me. And so I am learning about this. I don't, I know what's come out. I really don't know what I think about it. So we're just going to kind of walk through it and, let's keep Kelley's name out there because, she deserves to be found. People deserve answers. Hey, hey, BL, welcome, baby. I'm so glad y'all could come. Hey, Miranda. Hello. So let's just, sister, I don't know if I said hello to everybody. So I've got several things pulled up. So where do I want to start first? Okay, I think, yeah, I'm glad y'all made it too. And like I said, this is not like a normal one that I do. And most of the time we talk about multiple stories when we do the live streams. But today we're just going to focus strictly on Kelley because it's important. And I am also trying to do a little bit of some stuff different. And, I don't want her name to fade away, same as Echo Lloyd, Echo Lloyd. She's been missing. She went missing the same day as Suzanne Morphew. So exact same day. So, and woo, we're getting some answers on that. All right. So let's hop into this. Hey, Ashley, Marcine, I represent Kelley Brannon missing page discussion. Thank you for covering Kelley's story. Fallen Ontario. Thank you for stopping by, Ashley, and welcome to the stream. And if I get something wrong, just tell me. I'm learning like everybody else. And that's why I want, hopefully to bring in people and just kind of, get a different idea. I am going to play a clip, and now I have steered pretty much away except for the Friends of Kelley. That YouTube page, we're going to watch a couple videos from that, but I'm told that that's okay. And there's another YouTube creator, WTAF, play like 10 minutes of that. I just want to paint a broad picture. I don't want to paint a biased picture. So let's hop into this. Yeah, Echo is crazy. And Danielle Heron, if y'all go check, is that how you say her name? But go check her out. I shared in the community post. She covered Echo's case. Thank God, because she has a huge platform. So that's good stuff. So let's hop in here. I'm going to show you this one video. Who is Kelley Brannon? And anybody that watched the video that I put out, Helen, that I put out last week or 2 weeks ago about Kelley. You will be familiar with this. And also that page, that YouTube page is in the description box. So the Kelley channel has been fantastic. Folks behind that worked super hard. Yes, they did. They did such a great job. So we're going to show the one Who is Kelley. It's like 2 minutes and 50 seconds. And then the other ones, we're going to kind of focus on news clippings and things like that. And we're just going to talk about it. And also after the stream ends, I'm going to add like a Google thing to where you can download Kelley's flyer and post it locally if you would like. So I have it pulled up, but I haven't added it to the description yet. Ugh, God, words are kicking my ass today. So let's just watch this first video, and then I'll tell you a little bit about Kelley, and then we're going to hop into, it's a 2-part series from CBS. It's a locals thing, but let's just look at this one first. And we may want, and then I want to watch the last footage of Kelley. So, but this page has been great. They did a really good job, worked really hard. So let's just watch.
Since July, we've had one question that weighs heavily on our minds every single day. Where is Kelley Brannon? We're going to be honest. We're sometimes afraid. We don't have the answers to some of the questions that matter most. But we will. Because we center an emotion more powerful than fear. Love comes first. That's why we're here. And that is why we turn to another question that is perhaps just as important. Who is Kelley Brannon? Simply put, the world needs more Kelleys. She is resilient, courageous, and never shies away from a challenge. Her energy is part of this search effort. We couldn't do it without her. She was made for this. Born ready, a leader, an organizer, a loyal friend, a life force. Kelley earned her BFA from Mass Art and her MFA from Goddard College. She's a dedicated activist who led the Occupy Wall Street March on Washington.
Freaking fabulous.
She's a defender of net neutrality, animal rights, economic justice, and reproductive choice. She fed her community as a member of Food Not Bombs. She stood on the right side of history at Standing Rock. She's the founder of New York City's storytelling venues, the Bodega Monthly, Sycamore Stories, and The Brews. She's a writer, a multimedia artist, a filmmaker, a musician, and a creative mastermind. Kelley is fierce, yet kind, profoundly principled, with a brilliant sense of humor, an altruistic, hardworking, and inspired soul who is absolutely all heart. She's endlessly curious.
Oh, I got chills.
An explorer who is passionate to the fullest, unforgettable, and magnetic. She's authentic and values your truth. She knows we're at our best when we are united. And we know we're better because of her. So we have to keep going. We have to be as strong as Kelley. We know what she would want, what she would do. We're following her lead. And just like Kelley, we will never, ever give up.
Wasn't that done beautifully? I thought that was done perfect. So that's a little bit about, who she was. And honest to goodness, that little 2-minute, 50-minute clip, it just, you can see picture after picture when I was doing the thumbnail, just looking at her and all these different things, playing guitar, playing the drums, out there, being a full-on activist, being a full-on feminist. She loved giving back. She loved giving back. And I didn't need anybody to tell me that. She was very, very active, not only in her own life, but in others' lives. And it's, where is she? Where is she? So that's what we're here to talk about, and my God, I wish I knew. So let's look at this. I got, this one is 2 parts. It's CBS, I think. Yes, let's do this one. And this is already in the description below. And this is part 1. It's a 2-part. And this is, let me WCTV. I'm not sure. Hold on. Let me see. I'm sure there's probably going to be an ad, of course.
That look is a look that can only happen by a roaring fire at a
Here we go.
36-year-old Kelley Brannon was passing through the area when she seemingly vanished into thin air. Witnesses say she was last seen walking away from a Live Oak motel with her guitar slung over her shoulder. Police say she had no ID, no money, and there's been no sign of her since. That was more than 10 months ago, and since then, detectives have been chasing leads.
Second.
It's an investigation that has spanned 4 states.
I'm trying to, it doesn't say exactly, but she's been missing over a year at this point.
It includes work by more than a dozen law enforcement agencies. In tonight's Unsolved Florida, an in-depth look into who Kelley Brannon was and what we know about her.
Hello, my name is Kelley Brannon. Kelley's unlike any other person I will probably ever meet in my life. Always interested in creating.
It was that spark that drew Cheryl Speak to Kelley 20 years ago in the 4th grade, and what makes it so hard now that she's gone.
Such a great person.
Speak says Kelley knew right away she would travel after high school, leaving their small New Hampshire town.
Gotta try to thumb down a card.
Hitchhiking her way across the country, recording it all for a documentary she was making before returning to get a college degree. Eventually earning a master's
Just
in
gorgeous.
creative writing. Described as a hardcore activist, friends say Kelley was at the front of the Occupy Wall Street
She's so
movement
fresh and young
lived in
looking.
New York City for nearly 10 years, where she picked up music.
She was doing like a one-woman punk rock band, and she wanted to talk about women's rights.
I'm in Cumberland, Maryland.
Playing anywhere she could, on the street, at house parties, and in small bars, couch surfing her way
Since
to
July
Florida.
15th.
In the year before she disappeared, Kelley traversed the northern part of the state with her guitar in hand, even stopping to play here at the Bark in Tallahassee in June of 2019.
She just had a certain energy about her.
Making friends and forming a band along the way.
I met Kelley at Hardback.
Regularly taking the stage at this Gainesville bar.
The precious thing.
A pair of silver boots she left hanging in the rafters.
Now, Kelley herself has a YouTube page. So I went through and watched all them. Like, she's just uber talented, man. Funny. And we're going to get into that day and the timeline. And it's just, man, it's just sad. It's just so.
Haunts the people she's left behind.
It's no closure,
Not real.
you know?
I mean, I don't know how to process it still.
Her missing poster now hanging inside as well.
I don't know, baby.
She had stayed in Florida for her boyfriend, Eddie Emerson.
She's 6 years older than me. But we fell in love, and we also argued a lot.
And in
Hold on, let me read this. Ashley says, if anybody wants to check out Kelley's artwork and other creative endeavors, she has a WordPress page as well. Perfect. Thank you. Awesome. I'll have to check it out. I didn't even know that. Good deal.
an interview,
I'm not
6
surprised
days
she's
after
an
she
artist
went
as
missing,
well.
Eddie admitted they had a tumultuous relationship. Police records showed just how bad it got. He was arrested in Gainesville after giving her this black eye the day after Christmas in 2019.
We're going to hop into
While
Eddie
he
too.
admits they argued the night she vanished, he maintains he had nothing to do with her disappearance.
It is the same day Summer went missing. Yep.
Detectives say he's the main person of interest, but that there are also several others.
This case goes pretty deep because there's a lot of strange things that I think went on in Live Oak, and there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Those who love the punk rock, free-spirited, kind-hearted brunette now waiting.
You want closure. You want answers.
Hoping they'll find out what happened to her soon. So what happened to Kelley Brannon? Well, we are going to explore just that tomorrow night on Unsolved Florida when I sit down with the lead investigator and the private eye hired to find her. And we'll hear her last known words, a clue perhaps as to what happened when she disappeared into the night.
All right. So let's hop into part 2. So yeah, Summer has been missing going on 3 months. It will. So yeah, Summer's been missing. But yeah, I was looking, I was like, that date. And I was like, well, the date looks familiar because it's the day she went missing. No, it also looks familiar because that is exact. The 1 year mark is the day Summer went missing. So yeah, absolutely. And we're gonna hop into Eddie. You know, I don't know.
That look is a look that can only happen by a roaring fire at a...
Where's Kelley Brannon?
Where is Kelley Brannon?
Where is Kelley
Where
Brannon?
is Kelley Brannon?
Where's Kelley Brannon?
Where's Kelley Brannon?
Where's Kelley Brannon?
Yep.
It is a question being asked across the nation, catching the attention of thousands.
We're gonna
of
try to be
online
fair,
Westerners
Tracy,
in
but
chat groups,
yes.
podcasts, and YouTube videos. Kelley Brannon and her boyfriend were ready to start fresh last July. They packed up their things in Micanopy, just south of Gainesville, and each in their own car headed up I-75 toward Detroit, Michigan.
Yeah,
where
I
they
agree
had
too,
planned to buy
Miranda.
a home. But only a short drive into their journey, one of them had car trouble, landing them about an hour outside Tallahassee.
Bye,
in
baby
Live Oak.
Fatia.
That is the last place and time Kelley Brannon has been heard from. Tonight in Unsolved Florida, her own A look at the last time we see or hear from her.
This is the kind of town you would describe as people know each other here.
It's a rural town just a short drive from the Florida-Georgia border. The last census shows a population of less than 7,000. But Police Captain Jason Roundtree says the number of cars that pass through each day can swell to 5 times that number.
Live Oak is situated at a crossroads between two U.S. highways, US 129 and US 90, crossing the center of downtown. We also are sandwiched between the crossroads of I-75 and I-10.
That's how the couple ended up there last July.
Driving up and my transmission burned up an hour and a half up the road.
In an interview 1 week after she vanished, Eddie told us the story of what he says happened. While waiting for the car to be fixed, they had spent several nights camping out. But after a few days,
We said, let's just get a hotel room tonight.
Kelley and Eddie checked into a room like this one, room 70 at the Sunshine Inn, a low-cost motel off one of the main arteries into town. They quickly began to argue.
She was crying. She was miserable. She was drunk. I didn't comfort her or anything. I just took her keys off her waist. And I just said, you can't drive right now, all right?
Eddie admits to locking Kelley outside.
I just went back in the room stupidly. I went back in the room.
Maybe
Screenshots of
Miranda.
the texts they exchanged that night show the argument went on for hours. Kelley threatening to leave.
She's texting me and calling me. And I'm answering and hanging up because it's just mean stuff. She's getting drunker and drunker. I'm just trying to sleep.
This surveillance video shows one of the last known times Kelley was seen walking through the parking
We're gonna
lot
look
of the
at that,
Sunshine
too.
Inn, just a few hours before a final voicemail from her.
You know,
It ended like this.
oh, I'm getting a car now.
Those words 10 months ago, detectives say the last known from her.
That is essentially what we believe to be the last contact that Kelley physically had with anybody that we know of or have evidence.
Captain Roundtree is the lead investigator on the case and says several people at the motel reported seeing Kelley around that time walking away from it along the highway toward downtown. Her guitar slung over her shoulder, her purse, ID, and credit cards left behind. There are unverified reports that Kelley's cell phone last synced with Google about an hour after that voicemail was sent in this area, the heart of downtown, and roughly only a mile from the Sunshine Inn. But since then, there has been no activity. The couple has a rocky past, with domestic violence issues in Gainesville documented by court records, police reports, and 911 calls.
She's saying, please calm down, Eddie.
It was very toxic, and it just became more and more concerning for me and for a lot of her friends.
Despite their sordid past, Eddie maintains he had nothing to do with her disappearance.
Did you do anything to harm her?
Absolutely not.
He says he woke up around 9:30 the next day, checked out of the hotel, and started looking for Kelley, spending the next few days doing just that.
I'm looking around town, asking everybody. Nobody's seen her. Nobody has a clue.
Eddie even drove back to Gainesville searching for her before driving home to his parents' house in Massachusetts in Kelley's car.
Eddie Emerson is a person of interest in the case.
Captain Roundtree says because of their relationship and their past, Eddie is being looked at, but he's been cooperative, undergoing an estimated 13 hours of police interview.
I just want to, I don't know, he does have a past, and it seems to be like that's why he is a person of interest. At least that's, that little tidbit, but it makes you think, if we think about other cases we're looking
Eddie
at.
is being looked at, but he's been cooperative, undergoing an estimated 13 hours of police interviews and posting most of the missing flyers that are now fading around town. And detectives say there are several other people in Live Oak who are under suspicion. Live Oak PD has been involved in more than 15 organized ground searches using cadaver dogs and drones, while another team of investigators
think
has
she's
also
there.
been working the case.
You guys have made touch points on most of these locations.
Yes.
A pair of former law enforcement officers turned licensed private eyes hired by Kelley's friends, inviting us inside their war room at their Gainesville headquarters,
Somebody in Live Oak knows what happened to Kelley.
telling me they looked into Eddie's past, retraced
Yes,
the
thank you,
couple's
Miranda.
steps leading up to her disappearance, and tracked down several alleged sightings of Kelley in South Georgia in the months after she vanished.
It wasn't her.
They believe the key to what happened lies in the details of what the couple did in the days leading up to July 15th.
I don't believe it was somebody that just jumped off of I-10 and came down 129 into Live
Yeah, I
Oak
don't
and
either.
scooped Kelley up. I believe she ran across somebody that she knew or was familiar with.
While the couple waited for Eddie's car to be fixed, they made the rounds around town, visiting this at this restaurant, getting the vehicle fixed at this auto shop, just around the corner from that last late-night phone ping. And there are, of course, several other people who had been staying at the Sunshine Inn that night.
And that makes the case difficult.
As time drags on, friends of Kelley have seen hope halt, initially thinking she might just be blowing off steam.
Something happened. And somebody knows something.
Now fearing the worst.
Man. That's so sad.
And Kelley's only family is her elderly mother in New Hampshire. Kelley has now missed Thanksgiving, Christmas, Mother's Day, and
All of
even
it.
her own birthday earlier this
All
month.
of it at this
Her
point.
friends say Kelley's mother is just devastated, too devastated to even provide us with any statement. Anyone with any information should contact.
And it's also floating across
at
the screen too, at the bottom.
362-7463. That's 362.
All right. I'm going to stop it right there. So let me hop back over here to y'all. So what do y'all think so far? We're going to look at profiling evil, but they have a separate webpage, so I don't have to go through YouTube, but I think he did a great job as far as like drop boxes and being interactive. I think he did really good. So yeah, absolutely something happened to her. They were fighting. They were both drinking. They were both fighting, but a good portion, there's some hours where they're just like texting. There is the history. So, but we're going to hear probably about 10 minutes of an interview that another content creator did with him. It's actually a 4-hour podcast, but I wanted to play 10 minutes of it. But right now we're going to look at Profiling Evil. I think they do a great job. Their webpage is amazing. Hearing the last voicemail leaves you empty. I know. And honestly, it's basically just what he's saying. And then you see her on the CCTV. So, but I think this is great. And I will add this to the description once the live ends. So, and this is done very well, very well. And it was done March 2nd. So Profiling Evil is here to help search for Kelley Brannon. So this is the timeline. All right, well, I'm just going to read through this. Kelley is a white female who was born in 1984, 36 years old. She is 5 feet tall. She weighs approximately 130 pounds. Her hair is black with gray streaks, and it is shoulder length. She was last seen wearing a white shirt with black shorts. Let me scroll down. Kelley may have a guitar with her, which they said it was strapped over. She has a circle A tattoo on her hand, and she is left-handed, and friends describe her as having small hazel-colored eyes and big lips. Kelley was last seen by her boyfriend, and they had a fight. Her boyfriend said that they had been fighting, and he left her outside the room at the Sunshine Inn in Live Oak, Florida. He fell asleep, woke up to find she was missing. His mobile phone showed he missed a call from her. The message was from Kelley, who stated that she was getting into a car. It was 12:59 a.m. Let's see. And here's the area. Let's see. And we watched that. We watched one of those videos, and we're going to look here in a second. So here's the timeline. All right, and here's a map. July 9th, 2021, Canopy, Florida to Detroit, Michigan. And I probably still butchered that word. Kelley and boyfriend Eddie Emerson drive Eddie's 1982 Toyota pickup and Kelley's 1999 Toyota Camry. So there's 2 cars in the middle of this move. Let's see, Florida to White Springs, Florida, where they break down. They spent the night sleeping on the roadside in the grass. Now, also, I think they have like several chickens. She had chickens, which I love that. And I think cats, maybe. I can't remember. I fell asleep listening to it last night, but I definitely know there was chickens because I was sad to know that where are the chickens now? I think the chickens did not make the trip and they were left. Let's see. Spending the night sleeping on the side, on the roadside in the grass. July 10th, 2020, tow vehicle to Live Oak, Florida. On the morning of the 10th, the couple contact Dennis Garage, tows and broken down vehicle to Reese's Auto Repair in Live Oak, Florida. Let's see, they have lunch at Amarado's Mexican Grill while they wait for assessment on repairs. Kelley and Eddie go to Lake City, Florida in search of a part to stay the night at Cypress Inn. They eat breakfast on the 11th at Waffle House and then return to Live Oak, where they purchase a tent at a thrift store and camp behind the Mexican restaurant for the night. Let's see. July 11th through the 12th, 2020, traveling to St. Augustine, Florida. After discovering the truck wasn't repaired, Kelley and Eddie traveled to St. Augustine, Florida, while waiting for a repair stop to pick up a new transmission. And they get the transmission. It's not the right one, so we'll come across that in a second. July 13th, Eddie tracks down transmission. They return to Live Oak in the late evening at Reese Auto Repair. They leave transmission out to begin work next morning. I'm going too fast. Reese on the 14th. Now remember, she goes missing on the 15th. Reese reports that they purchased the wrong transmission, and Lakeland Auto Salvage refunds their money. They start arguing. Eddie persuades Kelley to stay one more night while he tries to sort things out. Does that mean something? Does it not mean anything? Who knows? Maybe one's rational, maybe one's not rational, but I don't know. It stood out to me. Persuades her to stay one more night. Could probably mean nothing. Absolutely nothing. It could mean everything. Who knows? They get a room at the Sunshine Inn because it's the cheapest place. The couple begin arguing, and it continues through texting and voicemails beginning around 6 p.m. Text messages and phone calls are logged back and forth between Kelley and Eddie until approximately 11:52. Now, 11:32. Now, 11:59 is, remember, when the last voicemail comes in, and she's like, oh, getting in the car. And we're fixing, let's see. Kelley leaves a voicemail. We're going to listen to that. Hopefully it'll follow through.
Oh, great. You're sleeping. I'm so glad I got that message from you before telling me how you're sorry and you love me and how you want me so much and all that bullshit just to get my car. Well, anyways, I rented my own room at the Sunshine Inn, and I reported my car stolen and told them who stole it. So
thank you, Voiceless.
Expect cops knocked at your door.
Love you, girl.
And I will be right next door at my own motel room because I'm not allowed to stay with you because when it's you paying, you get the benefit.
She's so mad.
You only look out for you. It's your money. It's just for you. But my money's for both of us, essentially, which is bullshit. And I should obviously definitely do the Detroit thing on my own or go to Iceland. Like, you are not a partner. You're not a partner. You turn on me.
Hey, Christina.
For a second. You turn me out of
good
nowhere.
day.
And I deserve way better. I did nothing to be called a fucking stupid idiot. And I did nothing to be called a cunt. So,
I hate that.
You know, I'm sick of your abuse. So go find. Oh, I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye. To be called a cunt. So, you know, I'm sick of your abuse. So go find. Oh, I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
Now, does that mean she actually got in a car right then? She might have been talking shit. I mean, when I listened to it.
I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
I don't know.
I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
She was pretty much, I'm moving on. You suck.
Oh, I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
But then again, she's never heard from her again.
Oh,
So
I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
she may have gotten in a car. You know.
So go find. Oh, I'm going to get in a car now. All right, bye.
Okay. All right. So there's the last voicemail. Several accounts suggest that. Oh, and welcome everybody that came. Thank you for stopping by, Voiceless Christina. Thank you. Several accounts suggest that the phone call was made from Kelley's phone at 4:53 a.m. That is 1 minute and 17 seconds long. Let's see, 15th. Eddie Emerson states he woke up at this time and discovered that Kelley was missing. He tries to call Kelley with no answer. Excuse me. He also calls a credit union and several car salvage places. July 18th, 2020, Eddie departs Live Oak in Kelley's car. She has still not been located. So she goes missing the 15th. He leaves in her car the 18th. What do y'all think about that, if anything? So let's see. And this page is wonderful. Unmasked did a deep dive on this. I mean, they did really good. I mean, there's a lot of WTAF did good, which we're going to listen to about 10 minutes. I don't know where that one's at. We're going to listen to about 10 minutes of that interview that they did with him, and they just go in with Eddie. They go in and they ask him tough questions. So let me hop back here to y'all. ISIN will require a passport. Really? Let's see, Daniel. That is a replay because you can hear the clicks and she starts to say before it cuts off. Gotcha. Yeah, that's why I was wondering. Maybe she was just like, F you, you know. But then again, it's like, well, she's never heard from him again. So she probably did get in a car, you know. Man, 50-50. You're like 50-50 and some rando. But I do not know. She was talking shit at the mom in the car. Yeah, I know. Any CCT of him actually searching for her for those 3 days? That's a great question, Miranda. Does anybody know? I don't know. I would imagine. And he says that he put up passports, flyers, not passports. And did they check security cams? I'm sure they did. I mean, I would have to assume at this point they have. Hey, good day. I see you there, girl. So I'm going to play. Let me see. What else do I have up here? Okay, let's look at this last known video. No, there's not. Okay, good. And thank you, Danielle. And thank you for getting back to me on Facebook with the, you know, because I normally just ask and get blessings, but I heard it and I was like, oh man, this is kind of intriguing a little. I kind of want to play this for everybody. Y'all really held his feet to the fire. That phone call voicemail also did not show Eddie's call log. Wow. Okay, I'm going to play this while this is the last known video of Kelley. I'm going to play this while I pull up this other video from WTAF. I think I'm saying that right. I might be saying it wrong. Okay, so there's that. I'm going to play that for y'all. And this is the last time she was seen on camera. All right, let's see. Oh, wait. Oh, I need my history. All right, let me get back here to y'all. All right. So, yeah, this is, let me see. Has her phone been pinged? Yes, her phone was pinged downtown several hours later, but never again. So, and they just talked about that, where there is a Where's Kelley Brannon YouTube. Yes, that's what we watched. In fact, I can bring that up now. I have it pulled up. Let's see. And then I have another video pulled up. But yes, they do. They have. Uh-oh, hold on. Something just started playing. Hold on 1 second. Let me get back here to y'all. All right. Where's Kelley Brannon? Where did it go? Okay, here we go. No. Oh. Yeah. Here it is. Okay, this is Friends of Kelley. So there's a Where's Kelley Brannon YouTube page as well. Is that what y'all are telling me? Let me see. Let's play this. All right.
Ever since the early days of Kelley Brannon's disappearance, there has been a rumor that Kelley's phone was geographically traced to downtown Live Oak
Good question,
shortly after she
voiceless.
went missing the night of July 14th, 2020. The rumor originated in a missing Kelley Brannon Facebook post that Kelley's phone was near the corner of Dowling Avenue and Court Street in the early morning hours of July 15th. The proof provided was a screenshot of Kelley's Google location data with a red dot showing her at that location on July 15th.
Okay, Christina.
In a previous video, we showed that the location of the dot is in fact simply the geographic center of Live Oak and not a specific location. Since we released that video, we've obtained a forensic clone of Kelley's laptop as well as her Google data. We used Google Takeout to download Kelley's location data for analysis. What we found was that someone with access to Kelley's laptop and Google account in the few days after her disappearance
I don't know,
deleted
Miranda.
her Chrome browsing history, then opened her Google location data site, turned on location tracking, and manually added Live Oak, Florida as her location on July 14th to 15th. Here's how we know.
And this webpage is in the description.
This is the underlying code that represents the Live Oak location in Kelley's Google account.
Okay.
In order to assess this code, we used a digital forensics publication that shows how to determine whether or not Google Takeout location data can be trusted. The link is in the video.
Dude, real quick, like, who is this guy? He's amazing. Like, he needs to have his own channel dedicated to true crime. This is amazing. I mean, is this like one of her personal friends, or is this somebody helping? I'm just asking. I mean, I think it's amazing the work that they've done in just these few videos. I think it's great.
Info below. Let's cover it item by item. Number 1, precision of timestamps.
He's great, Danielle.
The timestamps appear with 4 trailing zeros.
Hey, Cree.
Here, we see the timestamps with 4 trailing zeros in Kelley's code. Number 2, location confidence and visit confidence will show 100. We see that here for both entries. There is a caveat here saying that a small number of genuine entries have been found to have a value of 100, so this alone is not definitive. Number 3, place confidence is set to user confirmed. We see that here. Number 4, edit confirmation status is set to confirmed. We see that here as well.
Oh, shit.
Numbers 5 and 6 don't apply to Kelley's code. All of these things together prove that the Live Oak location entry was manually entered and is not a genuine location of either Kelley or her phone.
What?
Feel free to try adding Live Oak as a location on your own Google location history. You'll find the map looks identical. And if you download your code using Google Takeout, the code you'll see from your account will match what's in Kelley's account, letter for letter, number for number.
Shut up.
We
So
don't know
she
why this
wasn't
location
paying.
was added. But considering that even as recently as a couple of weeks ago, this downtown location has been mentioned by reporters covering Kelley's case, and we don't know why. There have been rumors that local law enforcement have claimed that Kelley's phone was tracked downtown, but in the absence of proof of that being true, we should be
I'm going to replay this just because there was that's a lot of information. And I've heard it before, but this is, okay. We're just going to, it's only 3 minutes and we're here for Kelley. It doesn't matter.
Brannon's disappearance. There
All right.
has been a rumor that Kelley's phone was geographically traced to
wild.
downtown Live Oak.
Why would they
shortly
do
after
that?
she went missing
They don't want the
on July
hassle?
15th,
The
2020.
police, that is?
The rumor originated in a missing Kelley Brannon Facebook post that Kelley's phone was near the corner of Dowling Avenue.
We're going to play that too, Manda.
in the early morning
And
hours
welcome.
of
Thank
July
you.
15th. The proof provided was a screenshot of Kelley's Google location data with a red dot showing her at that location on July 15th. In a previous video, we showed that the
Wow.
location of the dot is in fact simply the geographic center of Live Oak and not a specific location. Since we released that video, we've obtained a forensic clone of Kelley's laptop as well as her Google data. We used Google Takeout to download Kelley's location data for analysis. What we found was that someone with access to Kelley's laptop and Google account in the few days after her disappearance deleted her Chrome browsing history.
I agree, Miranda.
Then opened her Google location data site, turned on location tracking, and manually added Live Oak, Florida as her location on
Good
July
point,
14th
voiceless.
to 15th. Here's how we know. This is the underlying code that represents the Live Oak location in Kelley's Google account. In order to assess this code, we used a digital forensics publication that shows how to determine whether or not Google Takeout location data can be trusted.
This guy's
The
super
link is in
smart.
the video info below. Let's cover it item by item. Number 1, precision of timestamps. Edited timestamps appear with 4 trailing zeros. Here, we see the timestamps with 4 trailing zeros in Kelley's code. Number 2, location confidence and visit confidence will show 100. We see that here for both entries.
This is wild.
There is a caveat here saying that a small number of genuine entries have been found to have a value of 100, so this alone is not definitive. Number 3, place confidence is set to user confirmed. We see that here. Number 4, edit confirmation status is set to confirmed. We see that here as well. Numbers 5 and 6 don't apply to Kelley's code. All of these things together prove that the Live Oak location entry was manually entered and is not a genuine location of either Kelley or her phone. Feel free to try adding Live Oak as a location on your own Google location history. You'll find the map looks identical, and if you download your code using Google Takeout, the code you'll see from your account will match what's in Kelley's account, letter for letter, number for number. We don't know why this location was added, but considering that even as recently as a couple of weeks ago, this downtown location has been mentioned by reporters covering Kelley's case, and we don't know why. There have been rumors that local law enforcement have claimed that Kelley's phone was tracked downtown, but in the absence of proof of that being true, we should be hesitant to believe it until law enforcement confirms it.
And they have not, right? All right. Dude, I'm lit like that is all right. Let's listen to this phone analysis. Let's do this. Because I'm all in now. This just got my spidey senses tingling. For sure, for sure. Okay. And then we'll play that 10-minute of the WTAF. They really hammered it. Not hammered, you know what I mean, but they're definitely a lot more comfortable asking questions than I have been one. But I'm a baby channel, so I'm learning. Where is it at? Let me just do this. And then this. And let me just do this. There we go. Let's just do this. Voice analysis.
Cut out, but some of it still remains.
Okay, here we go.
I've been using a spectrogram to take a look at the Kelley Brannon's last voicemail to try and figure out what's going on at the end of the file.
I need 2 voices.
So I noticed some interesting things. What we're seeing here on the spectrogram is, the x-axis we have time, on the y-axis we have frequencies.
I wonder what this guy does in real life.
Is shown in different colors, being white being the
not real life. You know what I mean for a career.
Not there at all, like pure white. And the purpley and blues being the darkest.
And y'all please go sub to this channel.
And red being somewhere in the middle. So we can scroll through the audio here. And
it's in the description.
Right in the middle of the audio. Let's say this clip right here.
You are not a partner. You're not.
So you can see that the blues and purples are representing the voice. And there's some other red stuff there that's kind of representing noise in the recording. You can see at the very beginning of the recording, there's this blank space here. This totally white space is nothing. That's blank, literally digital blank space at the beginning of the recording. And you can see a little bit of red coming in here, and that's some background noise. And then this is some static from the, actually this is probably a conversion sounds based on the codec that was used. This is probably static noise plus conversion sounds. And then you can see right here, this is where the speaking starts.
Voices.
Oh, great, you're sleeping.
So you can see here at the beginning where the speaking starts, it's kind of rounded, fairly organic looking side there. Most of the frequencies you can see are stop at around 4,000 hertz, which makes sense because that was it's bandpassed. The voicemail is bandpassed to cut everything off above 4,000. You see some stuff above there, but I think that's due to the conversion that I did, trying to figure out that a little bit better. But there's some breaks in the voicemail. You can see where she stops talking a little bit. There's a slight gap, like here.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's one there. And there's one here, but you don't really see much gap in the recording. But what I found was interesting is here at the end.
Oh,
this is the last
shit.
little segment right here. Take a listen to this.
All right, now. All right, bye.
Okay, so it looks like we have distinct regions. We have this area here, which is the end of the voice, and it kind of stops off there.
Wow.
And we have this really hard line, this really artificial digital line that's going down here. And
yeah, it's unnatural.
Really, really faint area that to me looks like it's just maybe codec noise. And that's where we hear those beeps. And then here again, looks like a section that could be similar to the voicemail section.
Where is Friends of Kelley Brannon? I'll put the link down.
But if we just listen to the section that goes from the voice up until the end of that darkest red area, this is what you get.
It's hard now. All right, bye.
So that sounds like the end of a voicemail to me.
Here's
If we listen to this other segment here that starts with the fainter colors to the end, you hear the.
Yep.
So you hear those two faint beeps. You might have to turn up your speakers.
Dude, I do hear that. That's wild.
That looks like it's totally separate from the voicemail. It doesn't look like the voicemail, that's part of the voicemail at all. I would say that's not part of the voicemail. Just because it has such a distinct.
It could be voiceless.
Cut off there, and it's so much quieter.
Do y'all think it could be car chimes?
I don't know how this happened or where these came from, but my instinct is telling me that the voicemail itself ends there, and that this extra part wasn't part of the original voicemail. I don't know how it was on there. I went ahead and looked at a couple other voicemails that people had sent me to just try and figure out, is this unique to this voicemail or what?
Hi.
So, in this voicemail, you see that there's kind of this red and pinkish hue all the way through the recording. Even when there's parts where there's no talking.
Now.
It's still not up and down.
Where there is no talking, the delineation.
No,
of the lines
I think
here
it's
is
a
not
copy
quite
of an old voicemail that
as
wasn't in the night it was recorded. That's what it sounds like, Danielle.
And there's sort of this constant band up at the top.
There's something.
Oh, great.
Yes, like you could see the background noise on a natural way, but in hers, it's not like that. It's a hard stop.
There's no one hard line that goes down through the entire frequency spectrum, cutting it off completely, which is what I'm seeing here. So it doesn't look to me like it's just that the audio has stopped recording. I don't get any of these little kind of jagged artifacts.
Wow.
So go back over and just take another look. So you see, we have this really hard line there at the end that just doesn't look.
That's
like
wild.
that I've seen. I need to do a lot more analysis to figure it out.
Yes, Miranda, he did take her car keys off her waist.
Yep.
I just don't think that's the same part of the voicemail.
No, all right, bye.
I think that's where the voicemail ends. I don't know how this other stuff got added on the back, but that's my theory anyway.
No way. Okay.
So we're going to take another look at the Kelley Brannon voicemail using this demo of DC Forensics 10, which is a forensics audio program.
He claims he took her keys off her waist to stop her from drinking and driving. Yeah, I heard that, didn't you?
To figure things out in a way you can't hear with the naked.
I'm going to play it here in a
So
second.
what I'm using here is called the Subsonic Explorer. And what that does is it filters out the sounds below 30 hertz.
Thank you, Good Day, with the
which
links.
is really just really low. We're really only able to hear that from a subwoofer. Really low frequency information, and it lets you see that. So if there was a thump or a bang or something like that, that might be recorded. There's not going to be a lot of information there on a cell phone, because most cell phones are going to filter that stuff out because the low frequencies aren't useful to a cell phone. You want to be transmitting voice, not wasting energy and bandwidth transmitting low frequency stuff. So most of that's cut out. Some of it still remains, and there's some interesting things we can find out there.
It's very possible. I mean, they were fighting back and forth pretty heavy.
The offset between the waveform here and its center zero line. So here's the amplitude going up like this.
So, and a lot of y'all won't know, I'm going to get to it here in a second, but there is a friend that's around, and apparently he stole some equipment or something, but his name has been thrown in the mix. Anybody in the chat, what do y'all think about this elusive hotel friend that was hanging around the hotel that they befriended while they was there? What do y'all think about this guy? You think they're in on it together? You think Eddie's throwing him under the bus, throwing him out there, throwing Hail Marys? I mean, in that part, which I'm going to play here in a second, but like it seemed like, I mean, he listed everything from her like going far across the world, being in a homeless camp, suicide. Like he threw out everything. I'm like, well, duh. I mean, if nobody knows what happened, I guess anything's possible, but I don't know. But I look at a lot of this stuff, so I run a little suspicious anyway, so I had to be mindful of that.
And here's that center zero line. And if there's a DC offset, the whole waveform will be shifted above or below that.
No, she doesn't seem weak, Miranda. I agree.
Excessive. It would never be this far. It's microscopic. Really.
But he's still a man.
Small amount.
You know what I mean?
But it is like a bit of a fingerprint. So each device is going to have some certain DC offset to it. And what you can find out with digital recordings is if there are multiple recordings, if something has been dubbed from one thing to another, there's going to be two DC offsets.
I mean, that was a big black eye. I've been really hit and not had a black eye like that.
Two different DC offsets kind of competing. So we can use the Subsonic Explorer to take a look at these things. So this is a voicemail that is not mine. It was sent to me, just a direct file.
Yeah.
Click run here. It shows down here on the bottom this is the low frequency information. So I could play it, but you can't. You're not really going to hear much because it's really low frequency. But look up here at this box. It says DC levels in file. Max DC level, and it gives you this number here. And the average DC level is that. And it gives you this ratio.
Can y'all see pretty good?
I'm still trying to figure this out, but it seems like a low ratio is pretty standard for a single source file. So this one is 9.96. Here's another one, 12.6. And you can see there's not a lot going down here. It's kind of flat because it's a cell phone call. There's not going to be much low information. Here's another one, 21. So that one's a little higher. It's still not a whole lot going on there. This one is 15. Not much going on. This one is 12.3. So they're all pretty similar, right? 5.5.
Right.
5.5. 12.3. Did I do that?
He beat her in December and November 2019. So wow, he may not be weak. There's it. Oh yeah, for sure.
This is our last one here.
Well, yeah, Danielle, and he's still a man. You know, I mean, oh, we're tough as women, but we're still women. We're still women, you know.
So
I don't claim to beat up anybody. No men, at least.
Recording to have that big low frequency bump.
Well, and
cut off. That's a high ratio there. So
I think it was Alice I was talking to. It just seemed like them two together, they were in general equally toxic. But as women, we stay in situations for all different kind of reasons, you know. And she might have thought that she could, with her being so strong and you know, just she had so much moxie about her. It might have construed her the real reality is that when you're up against a monster, or, you know, I don't even want to call him a monster, but you don't know what you're up against, you know, and until you're in it, you're not in it. So, I mean, I have completely been in a bad situation, abusive, let me not mince words. And I've stayed in them. So I'm not staying now, like in my early 20s, but still, you know, so even though you may think you have a handle on it, you really have no idea until you're in it, you know. So
I'm thinking that there are two different recordings. One was the original source, which I'm assuming was a voicemail.
Yeah, Danielle, Miranda is asking. Hold on, let me pause this, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and show the next one. But this is going to be listed below. I just want to I don't want to lose everybody. It's a lot. But Miranda says, does anyone explore the shadow guy in the last known video of her walking away? Does anybody have any thoughts about that? Miranda bringing it up is honestly the first time I've heard about it, but I've just started looking at this probably in the last month heavily. So what are y'all's thoughts? And then I'm going to pull up this interview that WTAF. Thank y'all for letting me show some of this. I'm normally super, super respectful. So I'm glad y'all got back to me on Facebook. So, and I appreciate it. And I will, when it ends, I will credit everything with a spur of the moment. I had not planned on using it. I hadn't paid no attention, Miranda, but since you've said that, I will go back and look. So let's see. Is this not it? Yeah, that's it. Okay, there it is. Okay, here we go. Let me see. He darts in the bushes. All right, so let's see.
But it causes a lot of.
All right.
Let's go to Marlon.
So this is Danielle and Amy talking to Eddie, the boyfriend. All right, and they are with Wicked Truths and F-Bombs, WTAF. It's not linked now, which I will link it in the chat now, but I will put it in the description once we end. Or I guess while it's playing, I could do it. Actually, it's exactly what I'm going to do. So just a little context, and they're just talking. I'm just going to let it play for a minute since I have everybody's blessing. And they ask him, you know, they don't mince words. And also, there is a farm. There is a property that they were thinking about buying. They were told to leave. Different things. I don't feel like she's there. I don't feel like, and my feelings ain't shit. I recognize that. But I don't think it has anything to do with her disappearance. It's not that I'm avoiding it. I just don't feel like that whole situation has anything to do with her going missing. But I don't know. But I will go back, and I did listen to a 30-minute conversation from the landlord with somebody. I can't even remember where I heard it from. But I will go back, and any information, I will list it all in the description afterwards. But so this is WTAF talking to Eddie, so we're just gonna let this play.
You both of you intrigue me.
Thank you.
I'm very interested in just everything.
I will in a minute,
so far,
and you called him. Oh, okay. So it was you. I heard. Okay.
So I guess I'm just gonna say this from my point of view.
And thank you, Danielle.
I think if
I appreciate it.
Threatened me that they were gonna,
I mean, my whole family was telling me I should leave. Kelley was telling me we should just leave now, and I was being stubborn. I was like, "Screw this guy. This guy's being an asshole. I'm not gonna."
And now he's talking about the landlord situation. The interview with the landlord guy was good. I agree, Christina. I thought it was good.
Leave. And I know Amy has questions for you, but I want to ask you this one just while we're on this topic, with there being animosity between you and the landowner.
Hold on.
And he wanted you out of there.
I want to read this. Hold on one second. Daniel says, also, they were keeping the chickens behind the motel. So it very well could be Eddie was going to check on the chickens. Yes, that's what I was saying about the chickens. And they did keep them outside. I think in a dog cage, if I'm not mistaken, or a dog, or a kennel, little crates or something.
He wanted you gone. I'll be honest with you. I've seen the text messages and it went on for months. So once you left and then Kelley went missing, what led you to believe that she would be back at that farm and over like an hour away from where she went missing at?
Good point.
Like, was there something that would have taken her back there when she left on foot, or why would she go back there?
I don't know. I didn't know what the hell to do. I'm like, maybe she went back to the farm. So I just drove down there to see if she was there. I mean, earlier in the night, she said, I'm driving back to Micanopy to drop your shit off.
See, I don't think it's relevant. Eddie does.
She was still driving her car around.
What the?
She said that. Did she text that to you?
She texted that to me. She was like, I'm on the freeway already and going back to Micanopy. She wasn't. I don't think she was really on the freeway because I called her right when I got the text message. I was like, don't do that, please. I'm like, please come back.
And that was the night of the 14th?
Yes. That's when I was laying in bed, but that was probably at like.
Daniel, may I say you are not taking any of the fuck shit.
What if I told you that we had those text messages too?
Yeah, you have Kelley's?
The ones between you and Kelley, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I sent them to Amy, didn't I?
You're very good at this, Danielle.
No.
Very good.
No.
Oh, okay. I sent them to a few people. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you had them.
Okay, you didn't send them to me. In fact, I texted you either yesterday or the day before, and I said, be careful who you share things with because somebody anonymously sent me this Sky Club.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think that was yesterday because.
I don't want to share them publicly because they're not the most flattering for Kelley because she just texted me paragraphs of insult. It's not really something I want to share publicly, but I don't mind certain people seeing them because, it tells the story.
Really?
Did you truly believe that she was going to
Hold on. Let me read
go to the farm?
That night?
I want to read this comment. It says, Eddie claims JR stole and pawned his guitars. Okay, so when I was talking about the creepy hotel guy, and this is what Amanda's talking about with Wicked Truths, and thank you. I assume y'all are all together. Eddie claims JR, which is a creepy motel guy I was talking about. Well, maybe he's not creepy. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know if he's creepy. Allegedly, he's creepy. JR stole and pawned his guitars in the days surrounding Kelley's disappearance, but never filed a police report, a PR. This same JR helped Eddie search trails for Kelley after she went missing. Yes, and he does say that. Hey, Jenny, welcome to the stream. So, yeah, and they do say that. I just wanted to read that because I know some people listen and they don't watch. So,
yeah. Or in general, that night, the next day when you couldn't find her.
Yeah. I was just trying to think of where the hell she was.
Hey, Nate, folk.
The next day, I looked around town and I asked people and nobody had seen her. So I got in her car and I drove down to Micanopy to see if she was there.
And you think she would have walked? How many miles is that? About 50?
Oh, no, I don't think she would. I'm saying in case she got a ride because I listened to that voicemail. She said I'm getting into a car. Like, maybe she got a ride down to Micanopy. I didn't know where else. I'm like, I'm not going to drive up to Detroit to see if she's there.
Okay.
If she's down. So I drove down there. I'm like, maybe she's laying on the bed. Nope, she wasn't laying on the bed.
Okay.
And I looked in the loft, the other building. I was hoping she was there, laying on the couch.
You ladies crack me up.
The loft of the other building in Micanopy, or okay,
yeah,
that green loft, correct?
I looked upstairs and I just looked in all the buildings to see if she was there. I was really, when she wasn't, I said, "This is a big problem."
Okay.
Yeah.
What day was that you drove back to Micanopy to check to see if she was there?
The 15th.
So the same day that she went missing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
They're about to go in, y'all. I
You
think
know,
I went back far enough.
And I just, I was panicking. I was doing whatever the hell
that's where you let the chickens out at?
No, I left the chickens out of the sunshine in.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Like that. I think even before I left the hotel at all, I just let them out. Like, they can't be in here. They'll survive out here. That was an obvious decision.
It made me sad.
And the chickens were kept in a dog crate, right? Where did you leave that dog crate? Did you just leave that at the
I did.
motel?
Yeah, I left at the hotel.
Okay. Okay.
It made me
All right, I'll let
sad.
Amy. I know Amy has some questions. I'll let her ask. Look at the chat for a minute. I'm not trying to interrogate you, Eddie. I'm just trying to. I want you to know that because I mean,
Just a little bit.
I'm happy you guys are doing this.
I have questions that when you do this all the time, like we do. Unfortunately, we learn to pick things apart.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's by nature. We pick each other apart.
We do. All right, I'll let Amy ask you what she wants to ask you, and we'll keep going here.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the timeline where we're talking about you coming back from New Hampshire. So when do you
Behind the motel, Miranda.
You come back to Gainesville, right? Or you come back to Micanopy?
Yeah, I came back to Gainesville to get my truck, which was at SAPS at my work, and then I drove down to Micanopy. That I don't know exactly what date that was. That was mid to late June.
Okay, but you weren't, and even then, you weren't supposed to be there anymore. You were asked not to be there, but you returned there, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, all right, and then Kelley comes back. Is it July 8th that she returns from New Hampshire?
July 6th.
I know, right?
July 6th. Okay. And then you guys take off, and she returns to the farm with you, right?
Yep, she came to the farm on July 6th from New Hampshire, and then
Okay. Did she fly back, or did
we were gonna. She drove her car down.
Okay, she drove her car down. Okay, so she drives her car down, and then you guys decide on the 9th to leave for Detroit, correct?
We decided on the 8th, and then we take a look because we had to clean the whole place up and pack everything, so it got delayed another day. So let's go tomorrow instead. So I ended up leaving on July 9th around 9:30 p.m.
Okay, so I'm just trying to figure out. You
I
leave
don't
on the
know,
night
Miranda.
obviously, that's the day the truck breaks down, and that night you sleep on the side of the road.
We're getting into the timeline, guys.
In a gas station, lawn gas station on the grass.
Okay, see. Slept at the gas station on the 9th. On the 10th, right. And the 10th, you stayed at the Cypress Inn in Lake City?
Correct.
And is that a motel similar to the Sunshine Inn, like as far as like quality and residents and...
Love you, girl.
Yeah, I don't know about the residents, but it's about the same quality. Yeah, even worse, actually.
Okay.
It probably...
And then on July 11th...
I wonder what kind of cameras are around this place.
At Laz's house, and Laz is the person from Armando's who
on the 11th we got... Yep, on the 11th we got a tent.
Is it a possibility that it could have been Eddie could be the shadow guy? Is this a possibility? I wonder. I'm asking for a friend in the chat.
At Second Chance Thrift Store in Live Oak, and I met Laz. He brought our chickens down to his farm, and we camped there. And
And then on the 12th, you were in St. Augustine at Anastasia Island State Park.
Anastasia State Park. Yep.
Okay, and then the next day you go down to Lakeland for the transmission. So that's the 13th.
Tracy, always with the comedy relief.
And it's so you're down in Lakeland. You drive that up to Live Oak. That's the 13th, right? Or did you?
Yep.
Okay, and you find out it's the wrong transmission.
We didn't find out till the next day. On the 13th, we drove it up, got back around 6. Reese's was already closed, so we just put the transmission next to the truck and went back to Laz's and slept on the ground.
Okay, so you camped at Laz's farm on the 13th. And then that brings us to the night that Kelley disappeared, the 14th, the night you stay at the Sunshine Inn.
Maybe.
Yep. Correct. Okay. So I guess one of the things that, and I don't want you to feel like I'm attacking you. I know that it can feel that way. But one of the things that has been troubling me is that we have talked so many times. You know, we talked on the phone at length the first day, and then I got you on the phone with the team. And then, we've heard your story twice on this channel now. And then you were doing another podcast last night.
Yeah.
And it seems like every time, like I never heard about the Cypress Inn in Lake City. I'm not saying it's a big deal, but as far as like, I didn't realize that 5 or 6 days after you left the house, you were still only an hour and a half or after you left the farm, you were still basically an hour and 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So And then the other thing is that a couple times, you know, I've said it to you, and Danielle has said it to you too. Like, we will tell you we're working on something, but like, you know, to kind of keep it quiet, and then it's coming out in other places. And I'm wondering why you agreed to that, because it seems like it's you that's running
I'm wondering
information.
too.
I'm a little confused on it. It's not about keeping things on this channel or doing it for our own accomplishments or anything.
And I want to say this too, and I don't know if we'll get to that far out, but further on in the podcast, and it's in the, I haven't put in the description yet, but I put it in the chat. But there's also a discrepancy about the correct number on the damn missing persons number. Like, it's kind of important. Like, there's a couple things, and I mean, they kind of did just now. Is this somebody who's frantic, who has had their loved one who has vanished, and they're just like, they can't keep up with everything because everything is hard and fast? I want to say this too. Anything traumatic I've ever went into, everything slows down. But at the same breath, a lot's going on. So I guess it is possible. Of course, there's going to be mistakes. Of course, he's going to, you know, it's hard to gauge how somebody should act, you know, when things go on. So but that statement alone is the only reason why I give half the people any kind of, you know, credit, you know, but because there is no blueprint on how to act. But it does seem to be a lot of weird things that are just thrown out, like Hail Marys and looky over here and squirrel, you know. So I don't know. And maybe I'm reading way too much into it, but maybe I'm not, you know, I don't know. I think it's a wild story all the way around. Like, it's not like they were in the middle of nowhere. I mean, it's happened out in the open, essentially, you know, so it's just crazy.
Like that. But for instance, the phone call with Zayu today was a little messed up because, you know, we called him, and then immediately
Char, I love you
somebody else
with everything in me
too, and then he got aggravated and confused because he felt like somebody wasn't telling him the truth, or somebody, you know, maybe he was in the middle of something he didn't want to be part of anymore. And I want you to kind of sit back and see it, not from our perspective, but just from the information gathering perspective, because Danielle and I have prepared a lot of stuff and are turning that over to the police. So we had every intention of doing that. We were just trying to get places before people went real life. So
yeah, nobody should ever go real life at all.
So that other people can hear. If people are going real life in other groups, or it's an absolute no.
Yeah, stop it. It's stupid.
Real life means actually seeing them in person. Is that what real life means?
Well, it means a lot more than that, but
I mean, it's different for you, okay?
Yeah.
It's different for you. But if you're picking up the phone and calling places, if you're driving to places that we, you know, maybe have been mentioned or something like that, and knocking on doors or whatever, that doesn't do this case any favors. None. Right. Because what happens is people stop talking.
Yeah,
that's true. That's
what Roundtree tells me. Yeah,
that's another reason why I want to do this. Let me see.
So, we've had a little bit of a struggle with that lately, and I just wanted to say it publicly so that, you know, we're all on the same page here, because
I'm just gonna skip.
It seems like I have a lot of strife going on in my life already. Well, also this landlord was giving us death threats as well.
Right.
And I don't.
He doesn't have anything to do with her disappearance, so I guess I did.
I will put the landlords. I will put all this stuff in here, but it's like a 30-minute call.
How did you meet him?
I met him originally in 2018 through the WOOF website, the WWOF, Worldwide Opportunities on Organic Farms.org, where you pay $40 a year and you get a map of all the farms in the United States. And, you work on their farm for room and board. I did that in Austin, Texas. I did that in different places, and then when I got the game. Yeah,
I haven't. Now I talked to Mel about Echo, and he talked about Echo, and but it didn't. In fact, until I was looking at it earlier, I thought, well, shit, you know, he might be interested in this case because it's in Florida, or because she went missing in Florida. So, but yeah, I'm gonna reach out to him too. But he's got a whole bunch of shit goes on. But Mel's been amazing to me. I don't think there's one story I've asked him to talk about that he hasn't. I mean, he's been so supportive over here of this channel, and, you know, praise God for the content creators that ain't trying to, like, you know, whatever. I'm not going there, but I'm grateful for the ones that have shown me love. It means the world to me, honest to God.
Gainesville. I lived in this place with these people. I didn't really like it. It was way out in the suburbs. So I went on the Wolf website and I found QDD Farm that one in Micanopy and met Mark. And he had all these plans. Like he didn't know that they were going to be moving to Birmingham. They were still living in Gainesville. And him and his family had a house in Gainesville, but he had his farm down here in Micanopy. So I went and lived there. And he had a plan to plant an orchard there, make a vegetable garden, have 70 chickens, and have an egg business. Like
I'm
really
gonna
farming.
like
And I was like,
skip
hell yeah, I love
ahead a little
farming.
bit.
Let's do this. So
Group of people saying this is our home, this isn't for sale.
Because they
the only two times
must
that
skip
lady
ahead
Rosetta
just a
that came
little
over
bit.
and she's like, hey, don't let be careful with the chickens. We don't want cops here.
Right.
That's
Right.
about it. Otherwise, I was just sitting my ass on.
How did is she the
Because pretty much the way I understand the whole farm situation, and maybe I didn't go back far enough, or maybe y'all are really about to go in. The farm situation is the landlord, they didn't, I'm not exactly sure, but at some point he wanted them to go. They did not want to go. So there was a back and forth. Eddie says there was a death threat and other stuff. The only reason it may, to me, be relevant is because he says she may have gone back, which I don't see that. I don't see that at all. I don't see that where they previously was have anything to do with her disappearance. But I'm not God and I don't know everything. But for me, I don't think it has anything to do with her disappearance. And again, another Hail Mary trying to throw spaghetti at the walls and sees what the hell sticks. But I don't, like I said, I don't know, it's just kind of what
the older
is
lady
to
that
me.
you talked about that lived on the other side of the motel?
No, I didn't meet her until a day or two after Kelley went missing.
Okay, who is Rosetta? So
Hey,
I
Broken
need you to tell me
Justice.
who Rosetta is. Did you just? How are you getting names to these people?
Yes.
Now, like, do you have somebody boots on the ground around the Sunshine Inn that's like tracking these people down?
Amber. I think I first got her name from Amber.
Okay.
Yeah, she told me some names.
Doesn't know me, no, it's my real name. So I'm like,
we looked up Amber, and she used to live very close to your apartment in Gainesville. Is that just a coincidence?
I agree, Christina.
Yeah.
I would like somebody to go to Live Oak.
Yeah, that'd be a giant coincidence.
Actually,
I agree, Mandy.
in
The
Gainesville,
deflection.
It was close to the
You're right.
What did you call it, Eddie? The garden shack.
Let me see. I'm gonna fast forward just a little bit.
Showed Kelly's
Let's see.
like clothes bins and on my record player. I put a bunch of stuff in JR's room. That was
Okay,
on
this is the
16th,
creepy motel guy. Well, he's not
on the
creepy,
15th,
but you know what I
just
mean.
drove down to the farm by myself with all Kelly's stuff still in her car.
Oh, okay. I could have swore that you told us that you took the amp and the guitar out of your car to get the weight out of it.
Oh, what was that?
I did. I took it out to get the weight out of it so I could drive around town, not to drive to Micanopy. I took the stuff out of the car to put it in JR's room a day after I went to Micanopy.
Okay.
Yeah, I just randomly drove down there with everything in there.
Danielle's like,
On the 15th.
Okay. All right. Thanks for clearing that up.
Y'all are
JR,
funny together.
The only time me and him were in a car together. Oh no, we were in a car together a couple times because he took me to that trail, which was a total waste of time. It felt like when we were doing it. And then we went to one of his friend's house because he said he was going to try to ping the phone. And I was trying to figure out where that place was, but I couldn't figure it out. He got in like some argument, so he insisted on driving. So after the trail, we went to his buddy's house, and then that didn't pan out. So then
yeah, I agree. I totally think he was just casting shade at the why even bring this guy up? And I don't know this person, and I know people are erratic, but seems a little bit of a stretch to death threaten people just because they won't leave your property. Which I'm not saying it doesn't happen. I'm sure it does happen, but it seemed like a bit of a stretch.
This place at this sports store, and she was able to print out some flyers for us, or we showed her a flyer and she took a picture of it, put it online or something. We put one of the flyers on her window.
Let me read this. Oh, hold on. What happened? Okay, Danielle says the landlord wanted them gone because of the fighting between Eddie and Kelley. They weren't welcome at all and were squatting on his property. And then she says, for some reason, Eddie claims he drove there the day Kelley went missing, which doesn't make sense. Yeah, why? And why would he? Why would he drive there if she's not welcome? And and let's go. If his theories, if he really did do these death threats, Why in the hell would she go there by herself? That completely makes no sense. And how did she get there? A wing and a prayer? She doesn't have a car. You know, like, and I mean, I don't know. It's a lot going on, man.
So J.O. was truly, it seemed like he was really helping. He's like, all I know
It
is
is
when
shady, Shar.
someone goes missing, you make flyers. I'm like,
Shady,
yeah, okay,
Shar.
let's do it.
You're not shady.
I was totally just following the
That's
lead.
shady.
Did he seem like a trustworthy guy? I know he did.
And he clearly was not.
Well, I just know, my stepfather was a musician, and he guarded his equipment with his life,
Oh,
and
wow.
I've never been like that.
You've never been like that, okay?
No, I just trust people. It's stupid.
Okay. Well, I mean,
I've always had pieces of crap guitars. This is the first.
I'm going to read this. Mandy says, a landlord lived in Arizona when all of this was happening. He was very nice and transparent. He is no longer the landlord or owner of that property. It was sold. So, yeah, that makes, well, now, because it's been probably a month since I've listened to that phone call with the landlord. But yeah, he seemed kind of like taken aback by a lot of things and like, oh, and yeah, he didn't seem like a mover, I kill you. He didn't seem like that. Like, good grief. And most landlords, they have an attorney at ready. They have people that have properties. They're not fooling with your ass. They're going to get in and get out. You know what I mean? Hey, Dorothy. So yeah, it's wild. Yeah, okay, there we go. So yeah, I think it's all a farce.
I still trusted him. Like he's clearly a good actor because while he's after my girlfriend goes missing, and I'm in distress, he steals my guitars. Like, how scummy do you have to
be? And how does he know this?
He's clearly a good actor because he's trying to help me look for and doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, he's stealing my guitars and amps.
How did you not know this? And I'm not like critiquing you.
Perfect. Thank you, Daniel. Thank you. Took it right out of my mouth.
When you got back to his room that your guitars were gone.
I did notice. When I went back into his room on the 18th, I saw that they were gone. That was the first time I was in there since I brought it.
Welcome to the chat, Dorothy.
I didn't sleep in his room. I had my own room.
Right.
My own hotel room on the 16th, on the 17th.
And you said you put them in his room on the 16th, right?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. Sorry, my head just. It's a lot of information to take in. You know that.
Yeah, I do.
You're living it. So
y'all are great over there.
One other question I had. I know I had asked you why you didn't stay down in Florida, and you told me the reason, which made sense, was that you took your family's advice and went back to the Northeast. And this made me wonder. So your truck breaks down, the transmission goes out of it, and you guys still have Kelley's car. How come?
Oh God, Dorothy! Look out!
You guys didn't just leave the truck and keep trekking your way up north. Then
Kelley actually had that idea. She's like, let's just leave the truck and we'll find a way to tow it. Maybe we'll go down back to game.
You know what? And let me say this too. And it might have been her idea and she might have done this, but how convenient is it to blame things on the missing person at this point? I'm just saying. And Dorothy, good luck with that, sweetheart. My God, be careful.
He was planning on going up to Ohio.
I had to check you out.
And he actually needed someone to drive a big truck, a U-Haul. I'm like, we would help you with that, but we're leaving a little earlier than we thought.
This is WTAF.
That was one of her ideas. Like, let's go back to
it's linked in the description. Actually, let me do that now. I'm linking in the description.
We want to get to Detroit. I'm like, let's give it another night. Maybe we can find another transmission in the morning.
Okay.
So
and I had their permission. I'm just not like streaming it. I'm not like stream sniping or nothing.
Right.
They're actually in the chat.
You left your truck and you
right, because we had all our stuff in our it's like we had all everything we had was pretty important, so I didn't want to just leave the truck. Or I'm like, let's give it one more night, let's try to find another transmission, and then of course that night the shit hit the fan, and I just wanted to find Kelley, and after that I didn't care about my truck anymore.
Did you ever consider?
All right, it's in the description box now. Their channel, it's in the description box.
Having Reese's continue to repair your truck, and then if you chose to leave her car and her belongings with the police instead of transferring the items and all of that.
Yes, this is the channel.
Transmission or to install,
and it's in the description now.
Well, it doesn't take long to install one because I really needed a whole new one. I just didn't know where. I mean, I probably would have had to drive another 3 hours just to get one, and I didn't know.
All
where
right,
that
Dorothy,
was.
I'll check
I'm
it
probably
out.
gonna have a hard time.
I think
But
I've heard
now,
about you.
I have to find the transmission online and have one shipped to Reese's Auto, so that they can fix it, and then I can go down there and pick it up.
So who has
But yeah,
Kelly's
it's a
car
big
now?
thing.
Where did
It's a
it?
big thing. You drive down to Lake.
Whatever happened to her car?
So I was not. I'm like, I have one car now that drives. I'm like, I can look for Kelly with it. And my buddy Saeed convinced me to come back home. And I probably,
Or did he just
I
say
probably
it?
should have stayed one more day. I probably could have stayed one more day, but at the same time, it probably would have been useless. I mean, I felt like I did everything I could do there.
What do y'all think in the chat? Let me know. What do y'all think about him leaving? She went missing the 15th. He was gone the 18th, July 18th. So what do y'all think? He's not from the area. He didn't plan on staying in the area. But, his love of his life is missing and without a trace. And has he ever gone back? What do y'all think about him leaving? And has he ever gone, or leaving so fast after? And has he ever gone back? Let me know what y'all think.
Now you have family in Florida, correct?
Yeah, my aunt Tina is in
Here we go.
Orlando.
Take it back.
There wasn't an option to go stay with her while you were looking for Kelly, or
I could have done that. Yeah, I could have.
Ah.
you didn't want to.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, did y'all catch that?
So, and I know we talked about this on the phone the other night, but just
Hold on.
to ask you again.
What happened?
So Kelly still had her court case open
Oh, heck.
in Alachua County, and she still had an open bond.
Oh, crap.
And she had a court date for, I believe it was August 11th. And then the goal was to get a plea deal, and she would have had to be present for that.
In September.
She would have had to be present for that. She had a bond. So,
oh, heck. What in the
what
world?
was the plan when you guys left on the 9th of July? Was she going to return to Alachua County to appear, or?
I don't think so. I mean, I'm not positive about this, but I think she was pretty like when the case got dropped.
Hold on, y'all. I've
to a
done
misdemeanor,
something.
to a trespassing. I think she.
Wait, let me stop you really quick because we've had this discussion. Her case is not dropped from a felony to a misdemeanor.
Mm-hmm.
Kelly is being offered a plea deal. She's still charged with a felony right now. And in order to take that plea deal, she has to present herself in court. So nothing has been dropped, and not even in West Virginia either. The charges that she ran from in West Virginia are still there. That's why when I asked you the other day, did you check with that particular county court in West
How in the
Virginia?
world did I do this?
I mean, we don't know where she is.
I don't know exactly what county she got arrested in. I don't know, but
I do.
It was Preston.
Yeah, I'll
Preston County.
What is it?
Preston.
Preston
Oh, my
County, West
goodness.
Virginia.
Y'all, I have done something. Hold on.
Yep, she spent 30
Good
hours in
grief.
jail, and she took off the next day as soon as she got out of jail. So she has charges there.
Yeah, I heard. It was my impression that those got dropped, totally dropped.
They won't drop charges against somebody who never appears to court. That's absolutely impossible.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I guess I didn't get the details on these types of things.
Here we go. Okay. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I'm not saying.
Hold on. Oh, here we go. Okay. Hello? Oh my goodness. Hi. I freaking exited out of, I don't know what I did. Hold on, give me a second. It won't take just a second. Oh wait, yes, I guess it will. Guys, I hit the wrong freaking tab. Can y'all hear me? Give me one if y'all can hear me. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what just happened. I'm just trucking along. Eddie's phone records the day. Okay, let me see. Let me pull this back up. Okay. Good grief, man. All right, I'm going to pull it back up. I apologize, y'all. I had too much going on. I don't know. I didn't really have anything going on, but I still managed to screw everything up. So, okay, here, let me get y'all back.
Like that the prosecutor had agreed to drop it down their trespass, but it hadn't been dropped down yet.
There we
Right.
go.
She's scheduled for a plea deal next month.
Good grief.
Her lawyer is still appearing on her behalf. We've spoken to the bondsman.
Y'all are on it.
Right.
Yeah. So,
I keep saying this, but I have another question. Just we can ask it and get it on.
I'm going to let this go probably about 3 or 4 more minutes and then wrap it up.
When they run the newspaper articles
And show-
about possible sighting in Lake Park, and when they run the other news articles about Kelley, there's some conflicting instructions about what to do if you see Kelley Brannon. And some of them are to say,
Yeah, this is weird.
you know, stay away and call law enforcement and don't tell anybody her location. Some say snap a photo and call the police. And then you've got Crime Stoppers.
Yeah, why so much different information?
Do you know what that's about? The multiple directives that people get if they are to see Kelley, to not approach
I
her.
don't know what that's. I assume that has to do with whoever's writing the article. I didn't recommend any. The only I recommend is call the Suwannee County Sheriff's.
Oh, hold on. Sorry about that.
I've asked a couple of people, like, if you see her, ask her name, or like I just tell a couple of people that, but I don't know what the conflicting directions are of different articles. That's probably I don't know what that's about.
Okay. All right.
have you checked on your truck at Reese's Auto?
Yeah, this is 7 weeks later, right? I believe this interview is 7 weeks
It's
later.
still sitting there with all the stuff in it. And, I told them I'm going to try to get it. I'm going to try to get a transmission shipped to them. And they said, okay, no problem. But they're being really awesome.
They are. I talked to them today. They're very kind, very sweet people.
Y'all are like, everything you say, I have went behind you and said it and
They
checked.
met Kelley. You know, they met Kelley for a lot. We were hanging there for a long time.
Right. That's what she mentioned, that you guys were like walking up and down the road. And
I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
I was talking to Marvo after she went missing. I think him and I were calling them. I don't know who's the one that got her on there first, but either me or Marvo got her on Namus. Probably me.
So when I texted him yesterday, I said, "Did you put Kelley on Namus?" And he said, "What's Namus?"
Yeah. Oh, I want y'all to hear this. Listen. Let me rewind this. I wanted y'all to hear this. I went back too far.
Like when I was heading up to Massachusetts, and I called him asking for one. It was either the Suwannee County Sheriff's or it was Live Oak. I've asked a couple people, like, if you see her, ask her name, or like I just tell a couple people that, but I don't know what the conflicting directions are of different articles. That's probably I don't know what that's about.
Okay.
No problem, Broken
Have
Justice.
you checked on your truck at Reese's Auto?
Yeah. I called Reese's, and
they're going to talk about the discrepancies in the number, in the missing number, missing persons
I'm gonna try
number.
to get a transmission shipped to them. And they said, okay, no problem.
John, I did something on it last week, and there's descriptions in the box, links in the description box.
And they met Kelley. You know, they met Kelley for a lot. We were hanging there for a long time.
Right. That's what she mentioned, that you guys were like walking up and down the road and hanging out outside and stuff. So
yeah, we're hanging with our chickens too a little bit when they were still in the dog crate.
I'm going to drop the link if anybody wanted to come up and speak for a few minutes on Kelley's behalf, since y'all been in this further. Anybody. So here's the link.
I'm like, you haven't heard from her?
Right.
If y'all just want to come up, anybody, it doesn't matter. And then I'm going to wrap it up.
Sure,
I'm going to go back 10 more minutes.
a fair thing to worry about. Did you know that the case number on the missing persons flyer is wrong?
Is it?
It is.
It is. I called Live Oak Police Department
A year
yesterday
ago,
and requested
July
a copy
15th.
of her initial missing persons report, and I was told to put it in writing in an email. They were very nice, and so I sent an email and I referenced the case number that's on her flyer, and the response was, "We don't have that case number in our system. That case number does not exist."
Oh, of course. And this is the 48. This is the 4877 number.
I can't be positive right now. I have to. Actually, I can look. I can look at my phone right now.
The 4877 number does not exist.
Me either,
within
Shar.
the Live Oak
I'm
Police
learning.
Department system.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the number I was given. Like when I was heading up to Massachusetts, and I called them asking for one. It was either the Suwannee County Sheriff's or it was Live Oak PD that gave me that number.
Right. Well, they were extremely responsive. Like I called, I asked the question. They were very, very nice. I spoke to a woman named Lenora, and
on it.
And I said to
He's
her
like,
email,
yeah,
she
I know her.
responded within,
No, I'm joking.
what was it,
I'm joking.
5
I
minutes
kid.
or less. And then she gave me the actual case number, and she did reference Captain Roundtree, and we were just confused about where that case number came from and why it's on missing persons posters.
Sure,
it's
it's kind of a big deal.
System.
Is the new case number anything like the old case number, or is it totally different numbers?
Well, so the 4877, like traditionally, or it looks like it would be like, it should be written like
Profile and Evil did one, Shar. I talked earlier about it.
4877.
I need to put it up in here in the.
Is that the real case number?
No, the real case number is. No, I have it. Hold on, I can look it up right now. But the reason I started questioning it is because I pulled up NamUs.
I believe the real case is 4862.
Yes.
20-4862.
No, 20-004862.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, it was 4877 before. I swear.
So I had seen the Kelley's NamUs listing, and I was curious about. I had some questions about why she wasn't in NCIC, why she wasn't in MEPIC, and so I started with the NamUs report, and I saw that case number in there, and I started questioning how that even got approved, where the case number that Live Oak says doesn't exist. And so I actually registered for a NamUs account, like you could do a personal or a professional, just to see what the process was. Now, it did turn out that later on in the listing, we found the official case number down, but that's probably why her listing was restricted for a bit, because they were trying to do a verification. I don't know, but
so Shar and anybody else there, I put like there's so many links in the description, but I put Profiling Evil's one too, and he talks about a timeline of videos, voicemails, all that stuff. So this video is also linked in the.
You have to imagine that.
Why did I push play and start talking? This video is posted in the description. It's literally 4 hours long. It is so informative. And I feel like I didn't even hit the part that I wanted to hear. Like there were, but it's really good.
You were a little shocked yesterday.
I'm not going to sit here and stream the whole thing. Thank y'all so much for allowing me to use this. I'm going to, if nobody wants to come up, I'm probably going to wrap it up. But I do want to show the last time she was seen on camera, Kelley. And if you pray, if you send energy, whatever you do, send them to Kelley and her family and friends. Her poor mother, who is elderly. And it's sad. It's really sad. So let's look at, oh, wait a minute. Where did it go? I just had it. Hold on. Maybe I don't have it. CCTV. Hold on. Let me pull it back up. I don't know what's going on. I don't even know how I function most days. I almost derailed the whole stream earlier. And thank y'all for joining me. I know this is not like something I normally talk about kids over here, but I'm trying to like evolve and do, because it's heavy talking about kids constantly. Where is the damn video? Oh, here it is. Let's see. It's got to be it. Yeah, here it is. All right. So, and this is the last time she was seen. Hold on, let me slow this down. I'm going to slow it down. All right. Maybe a little too slow. Oh, there, I see the shadow that's not a shadow, that's a full-on person over there. I don't even know what channel this is. Help to Find Kelley Brannon is the name of the channel, or the name of the video. Yeah, there's all kind of people walking around over there. You would think people would have seen her, you know? Right? You would think. I'm going to play it one more time and let me hop back over here to y'all. Yeah, there's a person there, and there was a person right over here that you'll see in a second. So, sure, there's cameras. A lot of times people have dash cameras. Yeah, see, there's a person there. There's a person there. But there's going to be people around. We went in Florida. People were walking around everywhere. All hours of the night. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Shortcake. Yeah, it is very sad. Thank you for covering and keeping Kelley's name. No, thank y'all for being gracious and allowing me to show y'all's content. I appreciate it. Y'all did great. Y'all did fucking great. You have a subscriber for life. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I'd like to do more of these different ones. Maybe we can do, you know, just more missing ones like this, and just kind of crowdsource. So I'd like for these videos to outlast the text of time. That way there's, you know, so kind of keep it. You don't see a guitar. You know what? I don't see a guitar either. That's a fabulous fucking observation. Let me go back and rewind this. Yeah, I see a purse. I see a small purse. Yeah, so why do they think she's got a guitar when clearly they say it's the last time she was seen, there's no guitar? Yeah, good point. Is she holding? No, she's not holding a guitar. She's carrying a purse. Yeah. Yeah, ain't that something? Let me get back here, y'all. Let's see. Yeah, she doesn't have one. Right. Where does the camera lose her? Let me see. I'm going to let it play all the way. Right past that truck, it looks like. Or going this way. That's it, I think. Like, that's it. That's all it shows. All right. Maybe she forgot the guitar. Yeah, but there were reports that said that she left with one, though. So, yeah, I mean, that's very interesting. All right, guys, that's all I got for this one. I'm going to try to do this. If hubby works late, I'm going to try to do a stream later. So I love y'all, and thank you for joining, and say prayers for Kelley. If you make sure you hit the, hey, AFC, thank you. Please go check out AFC podcast. He's been so gracious to me over here. I miss my family over there. I need to go hang out. Yes, if you have to hit the dislike, just make sure you hit it twice. It's super important. It's weird over here. So I love y'all big. I will see y'all soon. And just say a prayer for Kelley and her family. And Kelley, where are you? We're thinking about you. You have friends that love you, and the world needs you. The world needs more of you. Y'all have a good one. Love y'all big.